Now my first Far Cry experience was in 2016 with Far Cry Primal, and after that I didn't really think about playing games that are older than Far Cry 3. But a couple of weeks ago I thought to myself, I had the same feeling with Assassin's Creed, because I played the newer games before the older ones, and after testing Assassin's Creed 1 and seeing how much fun it was, I decided to replay the whole series again. So that's why in today's video I want to give Far Cry 1 a chance and see how it holds up in 2023. Now the game was released in 2004, so it's been quite a while since the game came out. I mean, think about it, kids born in 2004 will turn 20 next year, so it's been quite some time since the game's release. And obviously you also see that in the graphics immediately after starting the game. However, after starting a new game, I immediately realized that the game has very nice graphics and looks quite good, especially for a game since 2004. I mean, obviously the models and the characters look like cubes, but I mean the world is very vibrant and it has a very nice atmosphere. But after a couple of minutes I already noticed the difficulties. And guys, let me tell you, I think this game is more like a death simulator, because I died well over 50 times during my playthrough, and I played on the medium experience, having a lot of experience beforehand with games like this. But already in my first hour I died around 15 times because the enemies somehow started shooting through walls. At first I didn't know where the shots were coming from, but then I realized that the enemies that are literally located behind thick walls are shooting in my head and killing me within seconds. So that's why it took me around 1 hour to get through the first area. And now I wouldn't have thought that in the game from 2004 you're already able to drive with cars, but already in one of the first missions you have to drive with the car to get to your destination. And now while I was learning more about the story and more about the characters of the game, I got more and more overwhelmed by the graphics of the game, because I always had in mind that this game is almost 20 years old and it still has made a very good job when it comes to the open world. I mean, the developers call it an open world, it's not really that, because you mostly have one path where you can go, and you can't visit any interesting places that are not part of the main story. And now the voice acting of the game, especially of the main character, is meh. I think he didn't got the proper instructions, because even though he's alone on an island where every other human being wants to kill him, he's always very relaxed and very calm in situations where normal people would freak out completely. Now I needed around 12 hours to complete the game, and I mean there are no side missions in the game, everything you do is part of a main story. And now when it comes to the difficulty of the game, I wish that I would have started on easy mode, because the NPCs, I mean, it feels like they have aim lock sometimes. I swear I was like 100 meters away and they started shooting me and killing me even though I had full life and full armor within seconds. Another sad thing of the game that I found out really quickly was that stealth is not really an option in this game. You do not have the option to perform takedowns, and even when you crouch around all the time and try to get behind enemies, they always seem to notice you when you come into a radar of 5 meters. So after 2 hours of trying I gave up completely, and this game pretty much became a shooter. Because every time I saw an enemy I immediately killed him, because it doesn't make any sense trying to sneak up on him and kill him, because obviously he'll hear you and kill you immediately. And that's also a part that I missed, because going through the strongholds in later Far Cry games and killing everybody silently was one of my favorite activities to do in a Far Cry game. So that's one thing that I definitely noticed. Now when it comes to the main story, obviously I won't spoil anything here. It is not a masterpiece, but it still has some old moments and it's definitely not a bad story. So now would I recommend Far Cry 1 almost 20 years after its release? And here I have to be quite clear. If you are a die-hard fan of Far Cry games and haven't played the first adaptation, I think you'll have a lot of fun in the game, even though you'll probably die more in that one game than you did in all other Far Cry games combined, but it's still nice to see where Far Cry found its roots and what the first game looks like. But if you're just a casual gamer looking for a new game, I think that there are better alternatives out there. And if you're thinking about playing the Far Cry series, if you're a completionist, play the game. But also if you don't play it, in my opinion, you won't miss out on much. So all in all, my experience with Far Cry was quite a mixed one. I really liked the open world, especially for a 2004 game, and the story was also quite okay. However, dying so many times and enemies killing me through walls sometimes really almost made me rage quit the game, and it made the experience way worse. So all in all, I would recommend this game for all the people who want to play the Far Cry series completely, but if you don't have to play the game, as I said, there's not much that you'll miss. Okay guys, that was my review of Far Cry in 2023. I hope you liked the video and tell me your opinion on the first adaptation of the Far Cry game and how your experience was. Alright guys, that was it from me. I hope you have an amazing day and I'll see you in the next one.
Jack.
How did you know that?
I've been expecting you.